Ignition running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Good evening. It's Erick Erickson here. News 95.5 AM 750 WSB. Welcome to the program. We're going to do something tonight by listener request. I have had a flurry of listeners ask if we might actually go a little lighter on allowing people to get through on Friday nights. We've got such a tight clock. We keep it sharp and on point typically with calls, but if you guys want a topic tonight that I'm otherwise not discussing, feel free. 404-872-0750, 1-800 WSB Talk. Those are the phone numbers. We'll let you have a little more leeway. But to get into everything tonight, the other thing I've gotten from a lot of listeners, from a lot of readers at The Resurgent, from people on Facebook, Twitter, social media, and email is, what the hell is happening? I mean, this seems to be the prevailing question from a lot of people is, what on earth is going on right now? It seems like there's something in the water. People have lost their freaking minds. And I want to see if I can explain to you what that is, because I've got a theory, and mine is not the only theory, but I think mine is headed in the right direction, if not right altogether. What we're seeing is people's response to uncertainty, to the great unknown. What we are seeing, if you will, is people standing up and trying to replace the great says who. Now, the great says who in the past has been God. This was a term coined by Arthur Leff. Arthur Leff, the philosopher, lawyer, I think at Yale or Princeton, he said at some point someone's going to stand up in the absence of God, and we'll call him the great says who. Someone will say says who. And people now in the uncertainty, as Western civilization has always been foundationally premised on the existence of a higher power, Western civilization really has been premised on a Judeo-Christian background. And for the last 100 years, 150 years, but really in the last 50 years, there's been an escalation post-World War II of people trying to undermine the foundational base of Western civilization, that being the Judeo-Christian heritage of the West. And essentially, Adolf Hitler may have lost the war, but the long-term strategy of wiping the Judeo-Christian foundation of Western civilization out, he and Lenin together in concert push this, and they're winning that. And they're winning it with the rise of secularism from the 60s and 70s, the war in Vietnam, the war in Korea, turning people against authority, turning people against the powers and plays that were put in place after World War II. And now we've arrived at the moment where people are trying to fight out who says who. Who gets to be the authority? There is a great unknown and an uncertainty, and it is most common on the left, though not exclusively on the left. And how does this play out? Where we're seeing it, I'll explain to you, but first, let's step out real quick and check traffic.
Yes, sir. 513 WSB. Before I get to 285, I just spotted a new wreck here. This is the Airport Advantage in Midtown, Northwest Atlanta area. 7-car wreck. 4 of them are stuck pretty much to the right lane and right shoulder, 75 south, right before Howell Mill Road. There's also 2 cars off to the left. I'm looking at the jam back to West Paces Ferry Road as a big jam here. You want to use Northside Drive as an alternate. As far as 285 goes, no lanes are blocked. Here are your trip times. Over an hour, 285 east and south to the DeKalb County Inner Loop from 400 around past the Memorial Drive area, and over 50 minutes on the Outer Loop 285 west and south from Ashford Dunwoody around to I-20 the West Freeway, Eric.
Thank you, sir. So, in the absence of a Judeo-Christian God and a Ten Commandments of what sets forth right and wrong, you've got people who are walking further back into Genesis. You know, in Genesis, God creates man, male and female. And that is the worldview of several millennia. Well, now God no longer just creates male and female. God creates men, women, transgender. He makes us gay or straight. They are essentially, we're reverting to a level of Pelagianism. Pelagian, it was the monk from England who thought there was no such thing as original sin. He was rebutted by Augustine and the Western Church. Pelagianism is a heresy. But you've now got this idea that we are born a certain way. We're defined by who we are at birth, whether it's gay or straight, and therefore that can't be right or wrong because God made us that way. No, we're made in the image of God, but we are sinners and we're born with sin. What the natural world is trying to do, the secular world is trying to do, is wrestle with this prevailing foundational bit of Western thought as to who we are. How are we born? Into what values are we born? And the left would have you believe that there's a blank slate, that there is no original sin, there's a blank slate, but you are born gay, straight, transgender, what have you. Now, when you layer on top of that comes morality, and this is where things get dicey. And what we're seeing right now with Google, what we're seeing with the resistance marches against the president, what we're seeing with the left-wing hostility towards conservative culture in the country, what we're seeing are a group of people trying to stake themselves out as the great says who. Politics in this country prior to the 21st century was viewed as a way of governing the country. But politics in the 21st century, in the absence of an all-powerful God, politics becomes power. And whoever controls politics controls the power in the country. So there's a huge fight, not over religion now, but over politics, because politics has become the religion. In the absence of an almighty, a secular world views politics as the way to implement the divine. So all of these things become worth fighting over. Why? Because in secular Western thought, what is there after death? There's nothing. So what is there in life? There's evolution. And what is a central part of evolution? Natural selection. And what is a part of natural selection? Survival of the fittest. Well, that doesn't ring true to the left. The left has this overarching moralistic view that we've got to help everybody. The survival of the fittest is bad. But that's where their logical framework comes from. So the left now has to build foundationally a moralism on top of survival of the fittest. And so what they've done is they've decided that white men are considered the fittest, and therefore they would survive, and therefore everything in society morality-wise must go to tap down on white men. And the further down the totem pole you are from white men, the closer you are to the divine. So the one-legged hermaphroditic black lesbian of Asian descent reigns supreme. And no one's allowed to question this person, because this person, by virtue of birth status, remember, we're no longer created in the image of God, we're created in the image of our sin. This person's birth status gives that person a touch of the divine. Not all of us are created in the image of God. This person is, by virtue of being as far removed from the fittest in society that the left conjures up, which is the white male. We have to, again, in the absence of God, it's survival of the fittest, but the left, that's anathema to them. They've got to come up with a way to replace it. And so they've replaced it with diversity and multiculturalism and tolerance and all of these other layers of moralism on top of evolution. And what we're seeing in life now, what we're seeing with the Google fight, what we're seeing with the resistance, what we're seeing with the left up in arms about transgenderism, the need to put men in girls' bathrooms, the need to fight the president, the need to stand with anyone who's opposed to Trump, all of these things is the left now trying to find a way to make politics religion and find a morality in the West that can supplant Western traditional Judeo-Christian morality. That's what's going on here. That's why everything is a hill to die on. That's why people are so upset on the left. That's why there are so many people on the left who believe that you're not a political opponent anymore. You are evil and worth being cast out of society, worth being silenced in some cases, if you're James Hodgkinson, worth being killed because you stand in the way of this new morality, this new religion, the new grand says who. They want to be the grand says who. The mob. But if you're on the right, don't pat yourself on the back smugly, because there are a lot of people on the right who have traded God for a president. They've traded a divine savior for a political figure in Washington. They think God and Jesus can't save them, only Donald Trump can save them. And they're willing to smite their enemies just as much as the left is willing to smite their enemies. They're willing to use the power of government to go after the other side, and they're willing to adopt the other side's rules and behaviors, because they still give superficial lip service to the divine, but there are a lot of people on the right who don't believe it either anymore.
News, analysis, and conviction. Atlanta's Evening News with Erick Erickson. Sponsored by Comcast Business on WSB.
519, turn full into Skycopter again. That travel advisory we just sent out via notification.
All right, Eric, you have a mattress from next segment, 2950
on our
drop.
Triple Team Traffic Alert tab at 75 South. It's right before Howellville Road there at Northwest. Cars are strewn out amongst now the two right lanes. Hero unit's just gotten on scene, and there's two cars off to the left. Folks, you need to be careful and not drive so distracted out there. You are jammed up that before West Basis Ferry Road, Northside Parkway, Northside Drive, Highway 41. That's your alternate to get into town. You don't need an alternate of 85 North, but it is stacked ramping to Claremont. Delays begin again. Shallowford Road to the right from Shallowford to Sugarloaf is 35 to 40 minutes now, northeast into Gwinnett County. Veronica Harrell, Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center.
A 400 northbound on and off the brakes from before 285, getting out to the river. Just body delays through Forsyth County from McFarland to Highway 369. Brake lights again. 400 southbound before Holcomb Bridge. And avoid Highway 53 in both directions. Shut down east of 400 because of some police activity. That's over in the Dawsonville area. How's the northwest, Niecy Shaw?
Slow to recover. Heavy traffic remains 75. 285 to Wade Green will take you a 38-minute trip time. Watch for a ladder heading 75 southbound in the central lane just before 575. Your 575 remains sluggish from Baird Parkway to before Highway 92. Triple Team Traffic, WSB.
Now the vision from the WSB Skycopter and the knowledge of the WSB traffic team can be downloaded to your iPhone and Android.
Giving you automatic audio red alerts while you drive specifically for your route ahead.
It's the WSB Triple Team Traffic Alerts, an app for your smartphone.
Open it before you drive to work or home.
Lay it down for zero distracted driving.
And depend on us for accurate hands-free warnings when your Atlanta route goes from tough to impossible.
Free at the app stores. WSB Triple Team Traffic Alerts. Open it, drive, depend on it.
Tom, I want to give Sarah jewelry, but I need options.
That's easy, Chad, and Shane Company's non-commissioned salespeople will help you make the perfect selection. How about upgrading the center diamond in her ring?
Hadn't thought of that.
We have thousands of loose diamonds from a quarter carat to over 4 carats.
Wow.
With Shane Company, you can keep upgrading her diamond in the future without having to spend double like the other jewelers force you to do.
Well, we both like that.
Stackable bands are a hot trend.
Oh.
We have hundreds of exclusive styles from around $300 to several thousand.
Wow.
She can wear the bands next to her wedding ring or on her right hand.
Huh.
We also have diamond pendants from a few $100s to $5,000 and diamond earrings from $150 to over $25,000.
She also likes colorful things.
Perfect. We have natural sapphires in over a dozen colors because I handpicked the stones at the cutters in Bangkok, eliminating all middlemen. You'll get a much prettier stone for way less money.
This is going to be easy. Thanks, Tom.
Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and Shanko.com.
Ram 1500 does more than stand the test of time. It stands up to anything you throw at it or in it. It's tough, dependable, and designed to get you wherever you need to go. Right now, during the Ram Summer Clearance Event, you can get a great deal too, like $7,750 in total values on the 2017 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab with a Hemi V8 engine when financed. If you're looking for a smooth, comfortable ride, massive towing and payload capacities, go to ramtrucks.com to find your local Ram dealer and check out all the latest offers on a wide selection of hard-working light-duty, heavy-duty, and commercial Ram trucks, like $7,750 in total values on the 2017 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab with a Hemi V8 engine when financed. Long live the truck that's as versatile as your needs. Hurry to your Ram dealer for exceptional deals during the Ram Summer Clearance Event. Total values include combined cash allowance and $3,000 Bighorn package value. Financing for well-qualified buyers through Chrysler Capital. Residency restrictions apply. Offer ends 8/21/17. Ram and Hemi are registered trademarks of FCA US LLC.
Head to your neighborhood Kroger and save big during the 4-day sale, going on now through Sunday. Take home hot deals on family favorites like select 64-ounce cartons of Bluebell ice cream. They're on sale for just $3.99. And treat your family to refreshing Powerade. Right now, select 32-ounce varieties are only 49 cents each. Save on these and so much more with your Plus card. But hurry, the 4-day sale ends Sunday, August 13th. Fresh food, low prices at Kroger.
It's back. Now at Kroger, you can earn 4 times the fuel points on gift cards. Just download your digital coupon at Kroger.com, then head to Kroger and choose from great gift cards like iTunes, Google Play, Regal, Visa, and more. You can use them for all of your shopping and earn 4 times the fuel points. Buy here, use there. Save at the pump with your digital coupon from Kroger.com. Limited time offer, restrictions apply. See store for details. Fresh food, low prices at Kroger.
There's a freedom about Asheville, where cool mountain air breathes adventure. Soul-stirring music fills the streets. and creative culinary experiences are around every corner. Artsy festivals and cultural events make this the perfect time to visit. To find out what's happening this month, visit exploreasheville.com. Asheville, North Carolina, just 3.5 hours away. Let the magic find you.
Heavy traffic delays on the I-80, about an hour wait to get into the tunnel, and more congestion.
This traffic jam is music to Henry's ears. That's because he couldn't drive for 3 months due to back surgery. And since our nurse helped guide him through the recovery process, he'll gladly take this over bed rest any day. And we're moving. Aetna, you don't join us, we join you. Find out more at aetnawejoinyou.com.
Got new trouble here, 525 WSB. Our traffic troopers tell us it's 7585 northbound before 10th Street. It's on the downtown connector. The HOV lane and the 2 right lanes are blocked there. That's why you have a big old jam coming up now from University Avenue. That will get worse before it gets better. Your southbound ride between Lenox and I-20 still holding for 45 minutes. And 75 south travel advisory. We have at least 2 right lanes are blocked and the left shoulder. 75 south before Howell Mill Road. About a 15-minute delay in climbing coming down for the West Paces Ferry area. What's up I-20? Jill Nelson, Cool Ray, Carrier Traffic Center.
Left lane blocked by crash.
All right, coming to you
I-20
soon in
westbound past
Mattress
Riverside Parkway has you on the brakes back to 285, and that crash inside the perimeter 20 westbound at MLK, that's been cleared to the right, but still slowing you back to the connector. 20 eastbound over on the east side, still slow and go from Candler Road out past Panola from earlier incidents. Triple Team Traffic, WSB.
26 after the hour, light showers around the metro area, but nothing major. We are doing a more flexible Friday, I guess you will, with the phone calls. If you want to call in, 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Y'all need to get in a Mattress Firm by the end of this weekend if you want your chance to get a Yeti tumbler, because supplies are running out. But the mattress supplies are still there, and you can sleep cool tonight if you go into Mattress Firm. In fact, in many cases at Mattress Firm, they've got same-day delivery. So you can go into Mattress Firm, pick out a mattress, and in some cases get it delivered that day. But even if you can't get it delivered that day, you can get the next day, and then you get to sleep on it for up to 120 nights. If you don't like it, you get to take it back. There really isn't a lose proposition here for you. You're going to come out a winner by going to Mattress Firm, because if your mattress is 8 years old or older, you need a new mattress. I mean, that's how Christy and I wound up in Mattress Firm. We got a new mattress to replace an 11-year-old mattress and had an awful experience at a department store and wound up going into Mattress Firm after the department store wouldn't let us take the mattress back. It hadn't even been 100 days. And, well, Mattress Firm, they got us squared away. Found a fantastic mattress. So Beauty Rest Black Hybrid at Mattress Firm. You can go in and get one of those. They got a huge selection of mattresses. If you want a better night's sleep and a good deal on getting a better night's sleep, go to Mattress Firm. Now, let's hop into phone calls here. First tonight, we're going to go to Sue in Flowery Branch. How are you?
I'm great. That lady that takes her calls, you need to give her a raise.
Yes, I do. I hope the pig farmer's listening.
So anyway, before the break, I heard what you said. So number one, you and I are like totally simpatico. Like, I almost got Baptist on you. I really did. So my question now is, Eric, what would you think about Donald Trump taking, let's say, a Sunday evening, 8 o'clock, address the nation, and take a deep breath and go, okay, people, look, here's why I was elected. I am going to do something about health care. We are going to get a wall down there in Mexico. We are not going to have sanctuary cities. We are going to have a very strong military. We are going to get to a balanced budget. We are going to stop spending more than we take in. Hello.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah, listen, I think it is time for the president.
That he was running and he was coming down the escalator. I turned to my husband that day and said, that man is going to win.
Sue, I think it is time for the President of the United States to really grab the bully pulpit and start browbeating members of Congress over all of the broken promises. I mean, like the President tweeted the other day about Mitch McConnell. 7 years you people have been saying repeal and replace. For 7 years you've campaigned on it. For 7 years that was your strategy of getting elected, and it worked. You got the House, you got the Senate, you got the White House, you saved the Supreme Court, and you still can't do it, even though you set it up so that it would not need 60 votes in the Senate, and you still can't do it. That is unbelievable. It is a broken promise, and someone needs to stand up to him. The president should be the one to do it.
This is Atlanta's 24-hour news, weather, and traffic.
News 95.5 and AM 750.
WSB. Atlanta's news starts now.
It is 5:30. I'm Chris Chandler, live from the WSB 24-hour news center.
The nuclear threat from North Korea. Continuing coverage around the clock on WSB.
I hope that they are going to fully understand the gravity of what I said. And what I said is what I mean.
President Trump continuing his tough talk on North Korea today. He says Kim Jong-un will regret it fast if he makes overt threats against the United States or its territories. And he said people who have criticized his strong language toward North Korea this week are only upset, quote, because it's me.
Well, we don't want to talk about progress. We don't want to talk about back channels. We want to talk about a country that has misbehaved for many, many years. Decades, actually.
The president there responding to a report today that there are indeed back-channel discussions going on. It's called the New York Channel, the negotiations taking place between each country's mission in New York. Reportedly been going on for months. 81 degrees on Peachtree Street. It is 5:31. WSB meteorologist Kirk Mellish has his exclusive 5-day forecast on the way. Now, Triple Team Traffic, Doug Turnbull.
Yeah, we've had that breaking news situation all day, for a couple of hours now, Chris, where 138's been shut down with an investigation. 2 pedestrians hit and killed just east of I-85 there between Buffington Road and Oakley Industrial Boulevard. 138 eastbound is jammed up back before Shannon Parkway, and that's jammed 85 south down below the airport. If you're heading to the southern suburbs, 75 south is just slow getting past the Forest Parkway area. Then again around the Hudson Bridge, 675 south, slow at Highway 42. Travel advisory northwest Atlanta, 75 south. A crash in the 2 right lanes there between Mooresville and Howellville. Jamming you go up to back to West Paces Ferry Road, Northside Drive and Parkway, Highway 41, your alternate there. The southbound right on the downtown connector, slow between the 85-400 merge and I-20. And now the northbound connector jamming up. A crash that's been in the 2 right lanes of the far HOV lane connector north before 10th Street. Veronica Morel, Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center.
And watching just volume over on 285, the inner loop, 285 northbound slow go through Vinings from Paces Ferry to 75, and budget 50 minutes, 285 eastbound southbound from Georgia 400 out to Memorial. Outer loop, Jill Nelson.
Outer loop westbound slow and go from before 400 over past 75 and down to I-20 on the west side. That trip taking 35 minutes, and now getting reports of a possible crash. 285 westbound to 75, that exit to Cobb. That's not going to help. Delays also over in DeKalb. 285 northbound from Boulder Crest up to I-20 and from North Lake up to Spaghetti Junction. Triple Team Traffic, WSB.
So there is the question this weekend, very pertinent, would North Korea really try and attack Guam?
Arms control and Korea expert Bruce Klingner.
I don't think they're about to do an attack. They're not telegraphing a surprise attack, but they certainly are very likely to do a test, but a very scary, very tension-raising test very close to U.S. territory.
But he says if the response would be to bomb targets in North Korea, it could mean all-out war on the peninsula.
That could lead to hundreds of thousands of casualties or millions of casualties in both South Korea and Japan.
I'm Rita Foley.
Other news, a judge today's refused to reverse the convictions of 2 former APS administrators convicted in the cheating scandal, Angela Williamson and Tamara Kotman. They had argued the trial judge had given jurors too much of a free hand to decide the verdicts. The man charged in the death of an Iraq war vet made his first court appearance today. Brad Clement told the judge he understands the charge against him, concealing the death of Chase Massner. President Trump sending a delegation to the Middle East to try and kickstart the peace process.
Presidential senior advisor and Mr. Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, will lead the delegation to the Middle East. It also includes negotiator Jason Greenblatt and Deputy National Security Advisor Dina Powell. The group will meet with Israeli and Palestinian leaders and will also engage in discussions with leaders of several other Arab nations, including Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Jordan, and Egypt.
That's reporter Bruce Rakoff. This is not a whodunit, but a howdunit. Jeffrey Hazelwood, who murdered 2 teenagers in Roswell last year, has posted today an Instagram selfie from prison. The AJC found that obviously Hazelwood's not supposed to have a cell phone behind bars. The state says it's investigating. WSB News Time is 5:34.
Atlanta's weather is changeable, but not unpredictable. Depend on WSB meteorologist Kurt Millish
and his dependable 5-day forecast.
Early mornings, then, and the noon news. Updated again at 5 p.m. and 6. Kurt Millish on WSB. Depend on it.
Today's celebrity birthdays celebrate brains and brawn. Chris Hemsworth turns 34, Hulk Hogan turns 64, and Stephen Wozniak, the Apple Computer co-founder, turns 67, better known as the Woz.
The Woz, yes.
Well, you can use your iPhone and find new roads to Rick Hendrick Chevrolet in Duluth and Buford near the Mall of Georgia. It's the preseason sales event. Here's Hendrick's own Katie Bonds.
Kick off with the best savings of the year on your favorite Chevys. Right now, 2017 Malibu LTs have 20% off MSRP, or you can get 0% APR for 72 months, but hurry because this ends on Monday.
Chris Hemsworth, by the way, starred in that movie Rush, which was about racing. Oh, yeah.
It was good.
We love racing here. Race on over. Find new roads right now to Rick Hendrick Chevrolet in Duluth or Buford, or go to ChevyHendrick.com. Either way, see us today right here at
Rick Hendrick Chevrolet.
Stock number HF 112950. MSRP $27,295. Sale price $21,549 with approved credit $13.89 a month per thousand finance plus tax, tag, and title. See dealer for details.
For a while now, I've been sharing how new Meritage homes are some of the most technologically advanced new homes on the market. Well, check this out. This is huge. The most advanced homes in Atlanta just got smarter. This is Dave Baker, host of the Home Fix-It Show. Now, each new Meritage home comes standard, that's right, this is not an upgrade, with a Ring HD video doorbell, Wi-Fi controlled thermostat, Bluetooth deadbolt, and 2 Wi-Fi enabled light switches. Now your smartphone can run your brand new Meritage home, and it's even compatible with Apple, Alexa, or Google Home. And every new Meritage home also comes with 2 USB outlets in every kitchen. Pretty handy, right? No one else is doing this. This is all standard only in new Meritage homes. So when you're out house hunting this weekend or doing research online, check out meritagehomes.com and see why with Meritage, it's life built better.
Limits apply. See sales associate for details. Equal housing opportunity.
Are you mechanically inclined? Do you enjoy working with your hands? Do you have a background in construction, carpentry, or electrical fields? If so, Overhead Door Company of Atlanta has several exciting opportunities for you. Due to recent growth, they are hiring for commercial and residential installation technician positions. For more details, visit overheaddooratlanta.com. Overheaddooratlanta.com. Overheaddooratlanta.com.
Automatic audio traffic alerts while you drive from your iPhone or Android.
Delivered by WSB's experts in the Skycopter and on the ground just for your route ahead. It's WSB's Triple Team Traffic Alerts.
Hands-free warnings when your Atlanta commute goes from tough to impossible. Free at app stores.
Open it, drive, depend on it.
WSB News Time 537. Triple Team Traffic starts with Doug Turnbull.
Yeah, we've got the Skycopter pointed toward Dawson County because reports are heavy police activity has Highway 53 shut down just east of Georgia 400, pretty much across the street from where the outlet malls are through Fulton and Forsyth Counties. 400 northbound is going to hold about a 45-minute trip time to go from Lenox up into the McFarland Parkway area. Southbound delays, Haynes Bridge down to Holcomb Bridge. Veronica Harrell, Pool Ray Carrier Traffic Center.
And watching on the WSB Jam Cam, this crash 85 northbound before Shallowford over in the left lane. Brake lights start before North Druid Hills. Then budget 46 minutes from 285 out to the Mall of Georgia. And 316, typical delays on and off the brakes from Sugarloaf to Harbin's House in Northwest. Niecy Shaw.
Still slow and go on I-75 north of Cumberland Boulevard where the brakes begin, and it won't break free till you reach around Canton Road. Slows again from the 575 split for the ride heading home towards Chastain. 575, not bad. Moderate volume, 75 to 6's Road, a 20-minute trip time. Triple Team Traffic, WSB.
Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast. Here's WSB meteorologist Kurt Millish.
Well, WSB Storm Tracker radar showing the bulk of the action off to our east and out to our west. Just a few hit and miss showers tonight, diminishing after dark, ending late. The weekend definitely far from a washout. Continued warm and muggy, though. For tonight, look for a low around 71. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy to partly cloudy, a 50% chance of a thunderstorm that goes away at night, high 88, low 72. Sunday, a mix of sunshine and clouds, a 30% chance of an afternoon thunderstorm, high around 87, low around 73. Monday, mostly cloudy to partly cloudy, a 40% chance of a thunderstorm, high 86, low 72. My exclusive 5-day forecast, Tuesday and Wednesday, mostly to partly cloudy, a thunderstorm 60% likely Tuesday, 30% chance Wednesday. Highs Tuesday 84, Wednesday 85, lows around 71.
And 81 degrees at 5:39. I'm Chris Chandler, News 95.5 and AM 750 WSB. Depend on that.
You know, it is always humorous when I walk through something like that and see people coming to the immediate hostile, absurd conclusion. Charles in Atlanta, he tweeted back, so if I like Trump, I've rejected God or some such. I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all. There are some people, though, and you and I both know him. Maybe Charles is one of those people who has decided that he cannot be honest in assessing the president's flaws because to do so would undermine the president. Can't be an honest broker. Can't be honest in faith perspectives in dealing with the president because to do so would be to embolden the left. I run into this all the time. People who are supposed Christians who are livid with me for saying the president should not have done something. How dare you do this? You're helping the left. I'm not trying to help the left. I'm trying to say this is wrong. And if someone's not out there saying this is wrong, people are going to get the idea that it's right when it's not. You got to be able to stand up for truth. And truth is not defined by did the president do it and am I in favor of it? Sometimes the truth works against all of us. But there are people out there, and maybe Charles isn't, and I'm not talking about him then, but you know who I'm talking about. There are those people out there. They call this show angry every time I say anything slightly critical of the president, ignoring every bit of praise I've ever heaped on the man, as if I never said a kind word about him, even though I have. It's very funny. You know, related to this, we're live streaming on YouTube today and engaging in a chat with the people in the YouTube room, and N.T. Wright, who's the British theologian, actually made the point one time, and it's a controversial thought and it's widely misunderstood, but he said that the further one goes from belief in God, the more of an animal the person becomes. And very controversial when he says that. In fact, I've tweeted this out before, and it was widely misunderstood and got all sorts of hate mail from people. But what he's talking about is that we're all made in the image of God. And as we're all made in the image of God, in the image and likeness of God, the Bible says, well, we reflect the image of God to others. The further away you get from God, the less you reflect Him to others. And the less you reflect Him to others, the more you reflect the natural world to others. And in the natural world, there is no grace, there's karma. In the natural world, there is no soul, there's just animalism. And that's what he's talking about. You behave in different ways. You behave much more like the natural world. You behave much more like the survival of the fittest. You behave much more like every hill is to die on, and there is no grace. In a Judeo-Christian world, there is grace. I had an email exchange earlier today with a guy who said that he largely raised someone's child for them, and this kid has gone away to college now and returned home, and they got on the subject of politics a while back, and he was just livid that anyone who voted for Trump was a Nazi, and he would have no problem getting rid of those people from society. Literally wanting to get rid of people from society who voted for the president, because if you voted for the president, you must be a Nazi. If you were a conservative, you were a troglodyte, you were a bigot, you were hateful, you needed to be taken out in some way. And the man says, you mean people like me? Well, no, I didn't mean you. And that was kind of the end of that. I haven't really heard from the guy since. When you replace politics as a way to govern a country with politics as power, and you replace an objective morality with your own creation, your own morality, this is where we arrive at in this country, where the left doesn't view you as a conservative, as a Christian, as someone who doesn't accept that you're born gay or straight, as someone who doesn't accept that a boy can become a girl. You are evil if you believe this. But contrast that with there are some people on the right who don't view people on the left as political opponents now. They view them as the enemy. They're going to destroy everything. They're going to wipe us all out. They're going to do all of these things. Some people on the left would like to, but there are some people on the right who would like to. If you can't offer up grace for the other side, you are becoming like the other side. Your ways aren't supposed to be their ways. That's what's going on in this world now as we shake out who's in charge. If God's not in charge, the mob's in charge. And if the mob's in charge, what is the mob's morality? And what we're seeing is it descends to the lowest common denominator, and we're starting to reflect that in our society right now with this destabilization and this fighting between both sides. But sometimes it's, well, survival of the fittest even in traffic. We better go check with Doug Turnbull.
So we've been following the breaking news today here at 544 WSB. What first was reported as maybe a bomb threat or just a police activity definitely looks like a standoff here outside of a gas station in Dawsonville, or it's actually not in Dawsonville, but on Dawsonville Highway, Highway 53, just east of Georgia 400, really diagonally across the street from the outlet mall. 53 is shut down in both directions here. However, traffic is easily able to divert because they're taking Dawson Forest behind me there, which you can get to between 400 and 53 very well. So the delays are minimal, but again, a standoff here of some kind of SWAT activity, police activity. 53 highway is shut down just east of 400. If you're taking the 285 highway west and south, the outer loop, that's still 45 minutes. 400 around to I-20, the West Freeway. Your inner loop ride is now under an hour as it starts to improve. 285 east and south from 400 around to 78. And Olane's just reopened for the wreck. 75 south at Mooresville, but now there's a stall there in the second left lane with a big jam, Eric.
Thank you, sir. Back to the phones, 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. John in Athens, you're next. Welcome.
Hey, thanks, Eric. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
I haven't got to listen to you a ton. I just moved to Athens not too long ago. But I wanted to say your analysis on I'll just frame it up as the politics as a religion was absolutely spot on. I've never heard it framed in such a way, but I absolutely loved it.
Oh, thank you.
What I wanted to add on to that was, along with that mentality, is a mentality they have for the minorities in this country, and I'm not talking race, just race, any minority that they try to label as a minority. That belief continuously gives them the idea that they can't get ahead. It gives them the idea that this country is almost out to get them, and I'm here to tell you that's just not the case. I'm in grad school right now with a black woman from Kenya, and she's been here for about 6 years. And I said, what do you think about this country? Is it as bad as people make it out to be? And she said, no, this country is the most amazing country in the world. It's got more opportunity, more benefits, and people that don't get ahead are doing it to themselves. And that's all I got to say, Eric. Thank you so much. Have a good one, man.
John, thanks very much. Have a great weekend. To his point there, there is this paternalistic sense when government becomes God. God's got to help creation, and there are those that, well, we've all got to be piled up on the social safety net together, and that's God's will. When God doesn't exist, when the government becomes God, well, you got to be all on the social safety net together, and anyone who tries to get ahead, well, that person's sinning. You're not allowed to get ahead. The left does look at people and sees people and believes that they physically cannot get ahead, and they blame it on evil, and that evil is the rich white guy, the conservative. Again, when government and politics is no longer about ordering your life in polite society and civil society, and it becomes a religion, then you bring into it saints and sinners. You bring into it good and evil. And good and evil is removed from a religious sense and is made a political sense, and then the political is made a religious sense, and it totally perverts the world, and it causes political opponents to look at each other and see the other side as not a political opponent, but as evil.
Erick Erickson. You may not always agree with him, but you know he's not going to spin you. Every day, 5 till 7, News 95.5 and AM 750, WSB.
WSB's Clark Howard is here to help you save more, spend less, and avoid getting ripped off.
This is the time of year that a lot of people buy laptops. And with kids having gone back to school, college students getting ready to go back to college, it's a big entry point for people getting a new laptop of some kind. So Microsoft has a thing they're trying to get you to do, and that is not buy a computer, but basically continually rent one, lease one, whatever, for a Surface tablet or a Surface laptop. And so the idea is that you never have to worry about it getting out of date. Just pay us forever, and we'll always make sure you have the latest up-to-date device and software and all the rest. Let me tell you, don't do this Windows 10 offer from Microsoft. Terrible use of your money. You know what makes more sense? Get a Chromebook. I was in a store yesterday in Cobb County. They had a Chromebook for $149. You own the thing. What's a Chromebook? It's a stripped-down, simplified laptop, and very easy to use. They're not necessarily subject to viruses. I don't know how they could get viruses. And you have access to a massive suite of software you can use over the web that is free and perpetually updated by Google. Check that out instead.
Clark Howard is on WSB, mornings noon, 5:45, and tonight at 10, and always on demand at clark.com.
549, Doug Turnbull in the Skycopter. Follow up some breaking news in Union City. We had it. It was two pedestrians hit and killed, and Channel News Jason Durden in News Chopper 2 was up over Highway 138. He said as he pulled away moments ago, tow trucks were coming up to the scene, so it looks like that investigation is starting to clear up there, but 138 is shut down again just east of I-85. I'm up over Dawson County where they have Highway 53 blocked just east of Georgia 400. We had reports there was a bomb threat up here. It looks like there may be something more, but 53 definitely is still blocked here east of 400. Dawson Forest Road, it could easily route you between 400 and Highway 53. Now through Sandy Springs, 400 North, it's still going to take you about a half an hour to go from Lenox up to Alpharetta. Southbound delays, Haynes Bridge to Holcomb Bridge. Veronica Harrell, Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center.
Well, some good news over on the Northeast Ride, 85 northbound before Shallowford. That wreck now off to the right, still hitting the brakes before North Druid Hill, stopping and going from there from 285 out to the Mall of Georgia. And just typical slow go, 316 from Sugarloaf to Harbins, Northwest and Easy Shaw.
Starting to ease up a bit on 75. You're on the brakes south of Delk towards Barrett Parkway. 575, moderate volume remains heaviest from Barrett Parkway to south of Highway 92. Triple Team Traffic, WSB.
At Renaissance, we know that insurance can be overwhelming, so we do everything we can to make dental, vision, life, and disability insurance easier for everyone, starting with some of the most phenomenal claims processing in the business. Contact your broker or visit renaissancefamily.com to discover more.
Today's celebrity birthdays celebrate brains and brawn. Chris Hemsworth turns 34, Hulk Hogan turns 64, and Stephen Wozniak, the Apple Computer co-founder, turns 67, better known as the
Hey, I don't have a
Woz.
name for line 6
Well,
on
you
the
can
screen.
use your iPhone and find new roads to Rick Hendrick Chevrolet in Duluth and
Okay, I'll
Buford near
find
the
it.
Mall of Georgia. It's the preseason sales event. Here's Hendrick's own Katie Bonds.
Kick off with the best savings of the year on your favorite Chevys. Right now, 2017 Malibu LTs have 20% off MSRP, or you can get 0% APR for 72 months. But hurry, because this ends on Monday.
Chris Hemsworth, by the way, starred in that movie Rush, which was about racing. Oh, yeah.
It was good.
We love racing here. Race on over. Find new roads right now to Rick Hendrick Chevrolet in Duluth or Buford, or go to ChevyHendrick.com. Either way, see us today right here at
Rick Hendrick Chevrolet.
stock number HF 112950. MSRP $27,295. Sale price $21,549 with approved credit $13.89 a month per thousand finance plus tax, tag, and title. See dealer for details.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing during the decline in the U.S. economy, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-600-3010. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-600-3010 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-600-3010 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-600-3010.
Do you dread the first of the month rolling around, having to fork out another chunk of cash to pay your rent? Well, Associated Credit Union thinks you should stop investing in your landlord and start investing in yourself. Now, obviously, you appreciate having a place to live, but you've got to be sick of paying money towards something every month that you get zero return on. Meanwhile, your landlord, they're off on insane vacations with your high monthly rent. So it's time to buy a home of your own. And you can get started by getting a low rate on your mortgage loan with Associated Credit Union. Sure, you'll still be paying money each month towards your mortgage, but it's your home and you own it. And you'll be surprised at how great the rates are through Associated Credit Union. Go to acuonline.org/mortgage and apply today and start investing in yourself and your future. That's acuonline.org/mortgage. Associated Credit Union. Union is better than a bank, and anyone can join.
One bad thing about being on the road in the Bortz bus, don't have my hot spring spa, and boy, I miss that. Miss the big green egg, too. That's probably what's going to drive me back to Naples. I hope you've checked out these incredible hot spring spas. You can look at them at any one of the 4 locations, Kennesaw, Athens, Buford, or Alpharetta, or check them out online at georgiaspacompany.com. Trust me, the trouble-free hot spring spas at the Georgia Spa Company. Go check them out.
554, Doug Turnbull in the Skycopter here. Hey, as soon as we said it was blocked and we got over the scene, it opened. Magic wand, all lanes are reopened on Highway 53, just east of Georgia 400. The heavy police activity we had here in Dawson County. We had all lanes open, and then they had the second left lane blocked again. There's that really annoying wreck, frankly. 75 south between Morse Mill and Howell Mill. You're still jammed back to West Paces Ferry, and then you're jammed beyond that 75, 85 south, trying to get anywhere between the 85 400 merge at I-20. The northbound connector, an extra layer of brake lights, University Avenue, past Peachtree Pine Street. Jill Nelson, Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center.
20 eastbound
All right,
on the east
soon.
side, still slow and go from before Candler Road out past Panola from earlier incidents, but the slowdown on the west side, I-20 westbound at Riverside starting to clear, as is the earlier congestion inside the perimeter 20 westbound at MLK. Doug?
Information update, all lanes blocked 75 south at Forest Mill Road, getting trouble off to the right. We'll check the southern suburbs, problems in Union City next to WSB.
It's 55 after the hour. I am Erick Erickson. This is Atlanta's Evening News on WSB. The phone number 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. Kim, you're next. Welcome.
Hi, Eric.
Hi there.
Thanks for taking my call, and I just want to tell you I can't wait to get your book either.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I have a 29-year-old daughter who, over the last 2 weeks, has spent 7 hours in the ER having CAT scans, MRIs, numerous doctor's visits. You can imagine the bills the charges that have racked up since then. We are also having to fly to the Mayo Clinic in Arizona to try and, or have more testing to try and rule out MS. So she, though, is blessed to have excellent health care through a ginormous aeronautical employer in Smyrna, Georgia. And actually, the Mayo Clinic won't cost her anything because she's met her out of pocket. So my question is, what do you think the next step should be to, or will be, to either repeal or replace Obamacare so that others can have, to be able to afford great health insurance like her, especially when something like this might happen?
Well, first, best of luck, and having been a recent visitor out there with my wife, a great facility out of the Scottsdale Mayo Clinic, and you'll be in good hands. Let me stick around after the break so I can answer this, because it's relevant to what I want to talk about next. Is what is the next state of play in repealing it, and
15.
What should repeal look like for the Republicans? There are a couple of plans Republicans look like they may be
10.
wanting to put in place. I'll tell you what they are.
Robert Hoover shares his buying experience with the #1 volume Toyota dealer in Georgia, Atlanta Toyota.
I had bought a used Prius. When I wanted to get it serviced, I wanted to go to Toyota dealers to make sure it was done right. Most definitely would recommend Atlanta Toyota, not only to my friends, but to anybody. I think they're an excellent dealership, excellent people, excellent service, excellent work. I've dealt with the best. Why try any of the rest?
Shop online at atlantatoyota.com, the #1 volume dealer in Georgia.
Home values are increasing, which means more equity, and more equity means more ways MyLand can save you money. Use equity to finish a basement, new addition, remove mortgage insurance, or consolidate bills. Take advantage of the low rates to also reduce your term so more of your payment is applied to principal. This is Scott Slade. MyLand's always impressed me with their knowledge and creative ways to refinance a mortgage and save their customers so much money. And their most popular program right now is a 20-year fixed. So many people are able to consolidate their debts and lower their monthly payment without starting over with another 30-year fixed. The guys and gals of MyLand have been serving Atlanta for over 20 years and have an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. They can do it all: purchase, cash out, refi, reverse mortgages. If you have any mortgage needs, just call my friends at MyLand. 770-817-2000. Or online, it's myland.com. Spelled it M-I-L-E-N-D. Georgia Residential Mortgage Licensee 7340, NMLS 148769. Located at 375 Northridge Road, Suite 600, Atlanta, Georgia 30350. MyLand is an equal housing lender.
Head to your neighborhood Kroger and save big during the 4-day sale, going on now through Sunday. Take home hot deals on family favorites like select 64-ounce cartons of Bluebell ice cream. They're on sale for just $3.99. And treat your family to refreshing Powerade. Right now, select 32-ounce varieties are only 49 cents each. Save on these and so much more with your Plus card. But hurry, the 4-day sale ends Sunday, August 13th. Fresh food, low prices at Kroger.
It's back. Now at Kroger, you can earn 4 times the fuel points on gift cards. Just download your digital coupon at Kroger.com, then head to Kroger and choose from great gift cards like iTunes, Google Play, Regal, Visa, and more. You can use them for all of your shopping and earn 4 times the fuel points. Buy here, use there. Save at the pump with your digital coupon from Kroger.com. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. See store for details. Fresh food, low prices at Kroger.
WSBB FM, Doraville.
This is Atlanta's 24-hour news, weather, and traffic. News 95.5 and AM 750. WSB, Atlanta's news, starts now.
It is 6 o'clock. I'm Chris Campbell, live from the WSB 24-hour news center.
The nuclear threat from North Korea, continuing coverage around the clock on WSB.
And today the headline is tripling down.
The president says Kim Jong-un will regret it if he makes overt threats against the U.S. or its territories.
If he does anything with respect to Guam or any place else that's an American territory or an American ally, he will truly regret it. And he will regret it fast.
And for those upset about his comments?
Well, my critics are only saying that because it's me. If somebody else uttered the exact same words that I uttered, they'd say, what a great statement, what a wonderful statement.
Bill Rakoff, CBS News, Washington.
81 degrees on Peachtree Street at 6:01. WSB meteorologist Kurt Mellush has his exclusive 5-day forecast on the way. Now, Trouble Team Traffic, Doug Turnbull.
All lanes reopened. That breaking news situation, the heavy police activity that was blocking Highway 53 east of Georgia 100 in Dawson County. All lanes are still blocked at last check in Union City, and it looks like it as we check our WSB Triple Team Traffic Alerts app and look at the sensors there. 138 is still blocked east of I-85, has really caused a jam. 138 east heading from Highway 29, and you may want to use 29 Roosevelt Highway to get into Union City because 85 south is so jammed up, ramping to 138. 75 and 675 south are not delay-free in Clayton and Henry counties, but they certainly are tolerable. All lanes have reopened northwest Atlanta into Midtown 75 south between Moores and Howell Mill Road, but still about a 15-minute delay there. And then it's still a 45-minute run on the connector, 75-85 south, anywhere between Lennox and I-20. Veronica Harrell, Pool Ray Carrier Traffic Center.
And new trouble over on the inner loop. Traffic Trooper Joey just called in, said 285 southbound just before North Lake Parkway. 2 vehicles mixed it up in the right lane. Delays start before Peachtree Industrial. Out by the airport, 285 westbound, slow go from 75 to the 85-285 split. And typical delays on the west wall. 285 northbound, looking at brake lights from Cascade to I-20. Outer loop, Gio Nelson.
Outer loop westbound, slow and go from before Mount Vernon over past 75 and down to I-20 on the west side. That trip currently 40 minutes and clearing trouble on the ramp from 285 westbound to the 75 exit to Cobb. Not helping at all. Still seeing minor delays also over into Cab. 285 northbound from Boulder Crest up to I-20. Triple Team Traffic, WSB.
First court appearance today for the man charged in connection with the death of an Iraq war veteran.
Tell me your name. Clement. All right, Mr. Clement, I wasn't sure who they were taking when. First, do you have any questions about your charge here? Yes, sir.
Brad Clement had been on the run for 6 days, after he was supposed to turn himself in, picked up late yesterday afternoon in Brookhaven. So far, he's charged with concealing the death of Chase Master, the veteran. No way. 2 former Atlanta Public Schools administrators have lost an effort to reverse their convictions on appeal. Judge told them no. The convictions of Tamara Cotman and Angela Williamson will stand in the cheating scandal. They had argued the jury had too much latitude in reaching its verdicts. Bizarre story of the day. Jeffrey Hazelwood, the man who killed 2 teens behind a Roswell Publix last year, has today somehow posted an Instagram selfie from inside the prison. The AJC took a screen grab, although the photo itself had disappeared about lunchtime, obviously. Hazelwood's not supposed to have a phone or internet. The Department of Corrections says it's investigating.
Breaking news first. This is WSB 24-hour continuing news.
Well, as it turns out, apparently a lot of people here in the South are fired up about this month's solar eclipse.
A new CBS poll asks who's most excited to see it.
36% of those living in the South are excited about the eclipse, the highest percentage of any geographic region.
CBS pollster Jennifer DePinto Using the open mic feature on the WSB radio app, this man in Northeast Georgia tells us he's looking forward to it.
We're lucky enough to live in Livonia, Georgia, so we're going to see the totality of the eclipse.
Depending on where you are in metro Atlanta, WSB meteorologist Kirk Mellis says the eclipse will reach between 94 and 99%. Bill Caiaccio, WSB.
A U.S. Marine who served in the Pacific during World War II has arrived tonight in Japan. He's going to return a flag he took from the body of a dead enemy soldier 73 years ago. A war research group was able to identify the soldier and find the village through signatures left on the flag by relatives and neighbors. Marvin Strombo is now 93 years old. He says returning the flag to the man's surviving family is the right thing to do. On Wall Street today, the Dow closed up 15 points at 21,858. The Nasdaq closed up 40 points at 6257. WSB News Time is 6:04.
WSB Triple Team Traffic. You can depend on it.
I start my day with WSB.
Real-time, accurate information on Atlanta's complicated traffic.
There's nobody comes close.
News 95.5 and AM 750. WSB.
There's a freedom about Asheville, where cool mountain air breathes adventure. Soul-stirring music fills the streets, and creative culinary experiences are around every corner. Artsy festivals and cultural events make this the perfect time to visit. To find out what's happening this month, visit exploreasheville.com. Asheville, North Carolina, just 3.5 hours away. Let the magic find you.
Summer isn't just for fun in the sun. Hi, it's Smiley Mark McKay. Summer is also burglary season. Every summer, burglary rates spike, according to the Department of Justice. It's a domino effect. You go on vacation, you spend the day away at the beach, the lake, the mountains, or the park. Your home's empty. Burglars see the signs that you're not home. No cars in the driveway, no lights on inside. It's an open invitation for a break-in. That is why Simply Safe Home Security has extended their biggest ever summer sale until August 13th. It's a whopping $100 off Simply Safe's special summer package. It has everything you need to keep your home safe from intruders. Simply Safe's around-the-clock monitoring is just $15 a month. There's no long-term contract, nothing to lock you in. It's protection done right. Don't miss out. This sale ends on Sunday, and these systems are flying off the shelf. Go to simplysafesmile.com. You'll save $100 today. That's simplysafesmile.com to get $100 off your system. simplysafesmile.com.
Now's the best time to take a fresh look at the Fresh Market. Here you'll find even more of the delicious foods you love, like premium meats, specialty produce, and signature baked goods, with an expanded selection of organic and gluten-free foods. We've also got flavorful meals to go, quality you can count on, and an experience you won't find anywhere else. Visit the Fresh Market nearest you and explore fresh deals and fresh ideas on what to cook, serve, and enjoy at thefreshmarket.com.
Looking for fine jewelry? Go where I've gone for over 20 years. Tara Fine Jewelry. Brands like Tag Heuer, Rolex, Mikimoto, Breitling, Mont Blanc, with designs only available at Tara Fine Jewelry. Just 3 miles from the Mall of Georgia in Buford. Tara Fine Jewelry.
Automatic audio traffic alerts while you drive from your iPhone or Android.
Delivered by WSB's experts in the Skycopter and on the ground just for your route ahead. It's WSB's Triple Team Traffic Alerts.
Hands-free warnings when your Atlanta commute goes from tough to impossible. Free at app stores.
Open it, drive, depend on it.
WSB News Time 6:07. Doug Turnbull.
Up over Georgia 400, and northbound's getting better by the minute, but it still slows as you try to go past the Glen Ridge and 285 areas, up past the North Springs MARTA station. I'm looking 400 south past the North Point Mall, and I still see those brake lights below Haynes Bridge trying to ramp onto the busy Holcomb Bridge Road area. We've been checking around. It still looks like Highway 138 and Jonesboro Road is shut down with that investigation just east of I-85 there in Union City. Veronica Harrell, Cool Ray, Carrier Traffic Center.
In 85 northbound, budget about 45 minutes. Traffic is backing up before Shallowford, about 45 minutes from there out to the Mall of Georgia. 985 northbound, some volume before Spout Springs, and typical 316 out to Harbins. Northwest Niecy Shaw.
75 still trying to recover from earlier trouble. It's moderate volume now, easing down to about a 29-minute trip, leaving 285 towards your drive towards Wade Green. 75 northbound, 575 Reconcile free, but that volume still moderate, mainly from Baird Parkway to south of Highway 92. Triple Deep Traffic, WSB.
Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast. Here's WSB meteorologist Kirk Mellish.
Well, WSB Storm Tracker Radar showing the bulk of the action off to our east and out to our west. Just a few hit-and-miss showers tonight, diminishing after dark, ending late. The weekend definitely far from a washout. Continued warm and muggy, though. For tonight, look for a low around 71. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy to partly cloudy, a 50% chance of a thunderstorm that goes away at night, high 88, low 72. Sunday, a mix of sunshine and clouds, a 30% chance of an afternoon thunderstorm, high around 87, low around 73. Monday, mostly cloudy to partly cloudy, a 40% chance of a thunderstorm, high 86, low 72. My exclusive 5-day forecast, Tuesday and Wednesday, mostly to partly cloudy, a thunderstorm 60% likely Tuesday, 30% chance Wednesday. Highs Tuesday 84, Wednesday 85, lows around 71.
81 degrees at 6:09. I'm Chris Chandler, News 95.5 and AM 750 WSB. Depend on it.
3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Welcome back. It's Erick Erickson here. 6:09 this Friday in Atlanta. Hit or miss showers in the area, but it's going to be a good weekend. The phone number here, 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. The Republicans are continuing to plot a health care compromise. Moderate and conservative House members are getting together on a plan. Before I get there, though, a friend of mine just sent me an email, and I think I need to address this out of the gate. This weekend in Atlanta, they're having the Netroots Nation. Netroots Nation, they call themselves, but it's Netroots. It's the online left-wing activists. They are sponsored in part by groups like Planned Parenthood and NARAL. Google is funding them, Emily's List, the like. As far-left activists are descending on Atlanta this weekend. If you smell people who smell like rotten cheese and look like they haven't bathed in weeks, that is probably the Netroots Nation crowd. I forget where are they, just so everybody knows. Netroots Nation, let's see. Where are they meeting this weekend? It looks like the Hyatt Regency, is it, downtown? That's where they're going. Yep, that appears. Yep, they started the 9th, the 10th. I mean, these people are nuts. I mean, they have like little hugging rooms for people. Seriously, all sorts of things. So they run through the weekend. Big things tomorrow. Go through the weekend. Well, they are, they're meeting at the Hyatt Regency downtown. So avoid downtown, and they're protesting a women's clinic in Atlanta on Saturday. Specifically, they're protesting the Cura Women's Care Clinic on Edgewood Avenue. They're protesting the women's clinic that provides all sorts of services for women, including pregnancy tests and ultrasounds and counseling. They're protesting because the women's clinic doesn't perform abortion. They'll help a woman who decides to keep the baby. They'll refer women elsewhere to adoption services. They'll counsel women who have had an abortion. They will do lab work for pregnant women. They'll do all of these things. They'll do it for no fee, but they don't kill the kids. Now, interestingly, a local CBS reporter, this is in the email from the healthcare clinic, a CBS News reporter actually entered the women's care clinic and joined protesters, telling clients they were being lied to by the Human Coalition, which oversees the Cure Clinic. They were being lied to. A local CBS reporter, from what this email says, I don't even know what the CBS station is in Atlanta. I think it's the one that nobody watches, but they've become very activist, if I recall, as a way to try to get left-wing viewers to watch them. But nonetheless, a CBS reporter participating. This is a women's care clinic where women can go and get free testing if they're pregnant, free testing to find out if they're pregnant, counseling services, aid and comfort, and if they've had an abortion, where they can go and talk to someone about it. Many women who've had an abortion feel some level of guilt afterwards, and they can go. There's a counselor there provided. They don't have to pay anything. It's a Christian group that helps provide for this clinic. They've got several around the nation, and they're being protested by left-wing activists because they won't actually kill a kid. The protest is at noon on Saturday on Edgewood Avenue. Good gracious. By the way, the facility has had to spend a bunch of money in the last 24 hours putting in security cameras and stuff. They're obviously worried about the violent left-wing activists who come with these sorts of things. So be in prayer for the folks at the Cura Women's Care Clinic. Now, before we get back to phone calls, we're doing kind of a light Friday here, taking a lot of phone calls by request of listeners. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. Let's go to Doug, who's checking traffic.
Light Friday, come on, man. Not up here, 6:14 of the Skycopter. Although the 6 o'clock hour on Fridays does get dramatically better than even the other days of the week. I will say that. Right now, we just heard from Channel 2 Action News Tom Jones that he says that Highway 138 is still blocked and likely will be here for the next bit anyway. At least the next 45 minutes, maybe 40 minutes or so, maybe an hour with that crash investigation. 2 pedestrians hit and killed just east of Georgia, east of I-85. Now, if you're taking the outer loop 285 west and south, that's still 35 minutes from Riverside Drive around to I-20, the West Expressway. Your inner loop ride is heaviest 285 east and south of Chamblee, Dunwoody to Chamblee Tucker. I just got word of some new trouble from our Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center. About 85 north, maybe a problem at Chamblee Tucker, Eric.
Thank you very much. Now, on healthcare, Mark Meadows and Tom MacArthur, who's the leader of the moderate Republicans in the House, Mark Meadows, the leader of conservatives in the House, they're trying to come up with a compromise plan that can still get through reconciliation in the Senate to repeal Obamacare. They're working, essentially, the key hang-up is over waivers. Can states get a waiver from the Health and Human Services Secretary to allow them to avoid some of the regulations? And the conservatives want a big waiver. The moderates don't want a big waiver. McConnell is 2 votes from being able to get this through the Senate, it seems. But I don't know that they're going to be able to strike a deal. They want to move on to tax reform. Since the Republicans let it die in the Senate, remember, I don't actually believe McConnell wants Obamacare repealed. And I believe that any plan that goes through the Senate won't actually repeal Obamacare. The reason is because Democrats in Kentucky expanded Obamacare in their state before Republicans took control, and McConnell was okay with them doing it. And if they were to repeal Obamacare, it would hurt Kentucky financially. So McConnell has an incentive as a Republican leader to make it look like they're going to repeal Obamacare, but he also has an incentive to actually not repeal Obamacare. Keep all of that in mind, please. Very important for you to keep perspective on this as we proceed down this road. Now, one of the alternative plans that the Republicans are coming up with is increasing health savings accounts. Allowing people, under Obamacare, health savings accounts were reduced in what people could do with them. Republicans want to be able to expand health savings accounts and expand the amount of money an employer can contribute to a health savings account and allow rollover of that money annually. That seems like it would be an initial first step to allowing some more flexibility, allowing people to build up these accounts and allowing people to buy insurance or pay for their existing insurance premiums out of these accounts. That would not be a bad idea. But they're still having this debate, and I'm not optimistic, and I'm largely not optimistic because you got Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski, and Mitch McConnell in the Senate, and they're not willing to do a lot of the stuff. And, of course, you got Dean Heller as well. Dean Heller, who's up for election in 2018, is scared to death of both sides, doesn't know what he wants to do, but he campaigned on repealing Obamacare, and it's pretty clear he lied. A lot of these Republicans are being exposed for being longtime liars. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go on, step out for a commercial break here, and when we come back, Ray in Atlanta is going to be next, and, well, we got a lot of other stuff to talk about as well, and maybe I'll let you chime in on what sort of kayak I should buy. I'm thinking of buying a kayak. We'll see.
Erick Erickson and Atlanta's Evening News.
Who is that guy? I love
the information you need and the truth you demand every night on News 95.5 and AM 750 WSB. Atlanta's Evening News is sponsored by Comcast Business.
Terminal in the Skycopter. If you download our brand new Triple Team Traffic Alert app, you have the resources of not just the Skycopter and our 24-hour traffic center, but also the 24-hour news centers of our WSB Radio and Channel 2 Action News and the AJC. And Channel 2 has just told us with Tom Jones on the scene down on Highway 138 that one westbound lane has reopened there. All lanes of 138 have been blocked for over 2 hours there just east of I-85 where 2 pedestrians were hit and killed. The police are still investigating that situation, and they don't think 138 eastbound will reopen here for quite a while. while, but 138 westbound has at least one lane open, so that will relieve some of the traffic. You can still use 92 or Flat Shoals as a couple of alternates to get between Highway 29 and the 279 National Highway area. Now, 400 North has got a lot better at Sandy Springs and in Forsyth County, virtually delay-free there. Southbound still a little bit heavy, ramping on to Holcomb Bridge. Veronica Harrell, Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center.
And trying to get better over on the Northeast Ride, 85 northbound, still packing in around Chamblee-Tucker, but about 41 minutes from 285 to the Mall of Georgia. Volume 985 northbound before Spout Springs, and just a typical stop-and-go ride, 316 out to Harbins. Northwest, Niecy Shaw.
75 improving. You're only tapping the brakes now.
All right, Eric, you have a Mattress Firm next segment, 2950's your
north of Canton Road towards Chastain. 575, still moderate volume, only slowing about Barrett Parkway, eases up just north of Highway 92. This traffic report is brought to you by the Georgia Lottery. Tomorrow's Powerball jackpot is $356 million. Select the multi-draw feature and stay in the game for the next several jackpot drawings. Drawings every Wednesday and Saturday. Triple Team Traffic, WSB.
Tensions rise across the globe.
U.S. intelligence now believes Kim could have a nuclear-tipped missile capable of hitting the U.S.
Continuing coverage and breaking news.
They will be met with fire and fury.
Whatever may happen next.
Without question, the greatest challenge President Trump now faces.
News 95.5 and AM 750 WSB. Depend on it.
Comcast Business offers fast and reliable internet speeds in your area. Call 1-800-501-6000 now and choose a fast internet plan. Then add phone and TV for just $34.90 more per month. All the fast Comcast Business internet speeds include business Wi-Fi, access to millions of national hotspots, 24/7 customer service, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Schedule your installation today. Call 1-800-501-6000 now and select a fast internet plan based on your business needs. Then add phone and TV for just $34.90 more per month. Let Comcast Business help give your business an edge over competitors with consistently fast internet speeds, even during peak hours. Don't miss out on this great opportunity. Switch to Comcast Business Internet. Then add phone and TV for just $34.90 more per month. Act now. Call 1-800-501-6000 today. Comcast Business. Built for business. Offer ends 9/30/17. Restrictions apply. Limited to one voice line and private view TV for new customers. 2-year contract required. Requires Comcast Business Internet at an additional monthly charge. Equipment tax and fees including broadcast TV fee extra.
Y'all, shopping for a new home is exciting, but it can also be really overwhelming. Erick Erickson here with some really sound advice for you. Go in prepared. Before you even start looking at houses, Bright Path Mortgage should be your first call to pre-qual. The market's flooded with buyers right now. If you're one of them, give yourself the upper hand and better your chances to secure the home of your dreams. By pre-qualifying first, you're going to know how much house you can afford and have a better chance of your offer being noticed and accepted. Bright Path will even refer you to a top real estate agent. Agents and sellers prefer to work with someone that's pre-qualified. Bright Path saved Christy and me a ton of money. They're the no-cost mortgage experts. They're a direct lender. They loan their own money, they make their own decisions, and they do it fast. Purchase or refinance. Follow the Bright Path to savings like Christy and I did. Call 678-707-6300 or go to brightpath.com.
NMLS number 177208, NMLConsumerAccess.org. I love falling asleep to the sounds of a calm summer night, but it wasn't always this peaceful. I used to get interrupted every night by my husband's loud snoring. You see, Tom has sleep apnea, and though he tried, he was never able to get used to his CPAP machine. Thank goodness now there's a silent, mask-free sleep apnea treatment option, keeping couples like us together in the same room. It's called Inspire.
Inspire is an implantable device that works inside your body with your natural breathing process. It delivers mild stimulation to keep your airway open, giving you and your partner the sleep you need together. Inspire is FDA approved and currently offered at more than 100 leading medical centers across the country. Visit InspireSleep.com to learn more, review important safety information, and find a doctor who can help determine if Inspire is right for you. The freedom to sleep like everyone else is just a click away at InspireSleep.com. That's InspireSleep.com.
Head to your neighborhood Kroger and save big during the 4-day sale, going on now through Sunday. Take home hot deals on family favorites like select 64-ounce cartons of Bluebell ice cream. They're on sale for just $3.99. And treat your family to refreshing Powerade. Right now, select 32-ounce varieties are only 49 cents each. Save on these and so much more with your Plus card. But hurry, the 4-day sale ends Sunday, August 13th. Fresh food, low prices at Kroger.
It's back. Now at Kroger, you can earn 4 times the fuel points on gift cards.
Just download your digital coupon at Kroger.com, then head to Kroger and choose from great gift cards like iTunes, Google Play, Regal, Visa, and more. You can use them for all of your shopping and earn 4 times the fuel points. Buy here, use there. Save at the pump with your digital coupon from Kroger.com. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. See store for details. Fresh food, low prices at Kroger.
624, Doug Turnbull, WSB, Tom Jones, Channel 2 Action News down at Union City says that one westbound lane is now open on 138 with that double fatal pedestrian crash investigation there just east of I-85. I-85 south is jammed up still below the perimeter, ramping on to 138 as the eastbound lanes of 138 are still blocked. 75 and 675 are cleaning up nicely. 75 south is finally clearing up after that earlier Morris Mill trouble in northwest Atlanta, but it's still at the 30-minute ride, at least 75, 85 south from the Herb, the 85-400 merge down the connector south to I-20, and northbound delays getting past Freedom Parkway and Peachtree Pine Street. Jill Nelson, Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center.
I-20 looking a whole lot better, only seeing delays over on the east side I-20 eastbound from 285 out to Panola Road. That trip currently taking you about 8 minutes.
All right,
Doug.
coming to you soon.
And there's trouble at Spaghetti Junction, 285 south, the interlude at Chambliss Tucker. We're going to check the WSB jam cams for, and trouble still at the Cobb Cloverleaf, 285 west on the ramp to 75 north. That's in the right lane. More on that next. Triple Team traffic every 6 minutes. WSB.
Hello there. It is 624. The phone number 404-872-0750 1-800-WSB Talk. Get into Mattress Firm by the end of this weekend and get a Yeti tumbler. You don't have to pay anything for the Yeti tumbler if you get a mattress. And they've got daily deals going on right now at Mattress Firm. You can go into Mattress Firm. Every day they've got a different deal. Free pillows, free mattress protector, maybe free delivery. You got to go in and you ask. And if your mattress is 8 years old or older, you need a new one anyway. Now, this isn't me and this isn't Mattress Firm telling you this. This is people who actually study sleep. Why? Even if you get one of those mattresses that swears that it never compresses over time. You know, a lot of mattresses now, they won't even let you flip it over. That's hoping that your mattress will speed up collapse before 8 years. You can live on it for 8 to 10 years. But after that, you need a new mattress because it is going to compress over time and you're not going to get as good a night's sleep. Mattress Firm has a huge selection. It's got all the best brands, the brands you love, and it's got great deals all year round. And right now, they're really, really featuring their summer sleep cool sale where you can go in and you can find the mattresses that don't actually trap your body heat. So if you want a great night's sleep and you want a great deal on a great night's sleep, there's no better place to go than Mattress Firm. Let's go back to the phones, 404-872-0750 or nationwide 1-800-WSB Talk. Ray in Atlanta, you're next.
How you doing, Eric?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. My question is, what changed as far as you were against Trump publicly at the beginning? What changed from a spiritual standpoint to make you be more of a supporter, or was it just respect for the presidency?
Well, you know, I did not think that Donald Trump was going to win the presidency, and I think that, unfortunately, there are a lot of people who didn't take the dose of crow and get a little bit of humility afterwards, who still think they're right, when clearly we were wrong. And I think if I was wrong about the president winning, I might be wrong about other stuff. But I think that my job should be to say, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, this is what I think he should do, and I wish he wouldn't do this. And there are still people out there who, if I praise the president, I get attacked for praising him, claiming I've sold out, I'm trying to get in good with him or whatnot. If I then criticize the president, there are people who say I'm still bitter and angry. I do not believe, Ray, that there are enough people out there right now who are willing to be, for lack of a better term, an honest broker and say this is good and this is bad from a conservative perspective. A lot of my conservative friends have decided they've got to get on the bandwagon and they've got to cheerlead everything he does. I have never been a cheerleader and I have never marched with the herd. I've always kind of marched to my own beat, been my own person, and thought for myself. And I don't expect all the listeners to the program to agree with me all the time when I say he's done something good, and I don't expect everybody to agree when I say he's done something bad. But I'm not going to be a yes man for a president who I think is still fundamentally flawed. I was never a water carrier for George W. Bush. I was very critical of him. And the problem I have with both sides is that when either side gets in power, the people who support that side feel like they're not allowed to criticize, because if they do, they're helping the other side. I actually think if you don't criticize and offer suggestions for correction, you're actually undermining your own side, because eventually the voters will hold you accountable. We saw that with George W. Bush in 2006. I kept pounding the drum that the Republicans are getting corrupt, they're getting lazy, they're getting void of ideas, and they're doing things the voters don't like. They need to stop. They need to slow down the spending. They need to change. And everybody just said, oh, you're helping the left, you're helping the left, you're helping the left. And look what happened. The voters rejected them. And despite historic revisionism from a lot of Republicans, what the exit polls in 2006 said was that it wasn't the Iraq War that caused most Americans to turn on George W. Bush. It was the fiscal recklessness of the Republican Party. It was the amount of corruption within the Republican Party. I don't expect to ever be liked by this White House. I don't expect to be liked by a lot of people who used to listen to this program until they realized that I wasn't going to change. The number of people who tell me all the time, you change. I still believe what I believed last week, last month, last year, and 10 years ago. But there are other people who just think that, you know what, if the president says it's good, it's good. You got Republicans who a year ago were freaked out that Barack Obama wouldn't get out of the White House. 52% of them now saying they'd be fine if President Trump suspended the election. I believe the Constitution triumphs tribalism.
10.
This is Atlanta's 24-hour news, weather, and traffic. News 95.5 and AM 750. WSB. Atlanta's news starts now.
It is 6:30. Good evening. I'm Chris Chandler, live from the WSB 24-hour news center. And within the last few minutes, we have heard again from President Trump, this time after a meeting with Secretary of State Tillerson and UN Ambassador Nikki Haley. This is the president's fourth lengthy Q&A with reporters in just 2 days, a change so radical it cannot possibly be a coincidence. He's also announced he'll have a full press conference on Monday. There'll be a lot more questions then. Headline from this gaggle just now, startling. The president says he will Venezuela. He says it's something that we could pursue. That is the first we have heard of anything like this. Of course, the crisis in Venezuela for some weeks now.